everyone, it's Shell from Scrap Secrets and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to get 2 cards from one cover plate die cut. So we're going to start off by using some Honeybee products. The stencil is called Crystal Kaleidoscope and the die is called Happy 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 A2 cover plate. We're going to start out to create the background by taking a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch black cardstock. This is just regular 65-pound Recollections cardstock from Michaels. I'm going to place the stencil over top of it and use my magnets and my magnetic ruler to hold this in place. If you guys have seen any of my videos lately, you'll notice that I'm using this We Are Memory Keepers mat to do a lot of my stenciling on because it holds the stencil down really well. It works for most stencils. Some of the really intricate ones you'll probably need something like pixie spray for, but for a stencil like this, it works really well. So we're going to be picking 3 colors of Distress Oxide, Shaded Lilac, Kitsch Flamingo, and Peacock Feathers to go over sections of this stencil. Now you see that I'm just putting it in small areas, and unfortunately when I pick the stencil up, there's not much of a difference between the Kitsch Flamingo and the Shaded Lilac. Now, if I had used Wilted Violet or Seedless Preserves for the purple, or let's say worn lipstick or picked raspberry, it would have been a bigger difference, but it's okay because we just wanted a pattern on the back of this because we are going to use the cover plate to die cut it. So there you see, and you can't really tell the difference between where the pink and the purple is. It's a slight difference, but it has that chalky feel because we're using the oxides on black. If you used a white piece of cardstock, there would be a big difference between those two. Now I'm just using some washi tape to hold the paper in place. It fits just nicely inside the die, but I didn't want any of it to slip out. I'm going to run this through my Cuttlebug and you'll notice that the pieces fall out pretty easily. But I'm actually going to take the whole thing out and most of the letters stayed in there. And this is what you want for this technique. The centers of the letters, don't pop them out. Keep the letters as whole as you possibly can because what we are going to do is kind of a reverse inlay die cut technique where we're going to put part of the die cut image back together and then you're going to be able to get 2 cards. So you notice that I'm taking out the letters and making sure that they are in the same rows that they're in when I cut them out because you want to make sure the pattern is consistent. So this will make sense in a minute. So now that I've taken all the letters out, I'm going to take a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch top folding white card base and I am going to glue the back of this cutout to that card base. Make sure that you get all of the little pieces. There are so many different things that you can do with this. You can create a shaker card. You can create dimension by popping up the letters. You can ink a background and put that on there. You can use pattern paper and put this on top of pattern paper. There's just so many different things. And since it says happy and not for a specific occasion, you can use this for a lot of different things. So I think one of the next things I want to do with this cover plate is cut it out a bunch of times and then create dimension. Maybe the first time just using 2 layers on the happy and then keep going up from there, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers so that the happy gets more dimensional as you go down the card. So now that I've given you a bunch of ideas, let's get back to this card. I am going to put glue on the back of the fallout piece from all of these letters and then put them in and then take the letter out. Now there is a much easier way to do that and I will think of it in a minute, but of course I do the harder version first. So you see I am popping the letter in, putting glue on the back of the fallout piece and then taking the letter off. Now if you don't pop out that fallout piece, you're going to have one solid piece, you're going to turn it over, put a little bit of glue on the fallout piece, put the whole thing back, let it dry for a couple seconds, use your pokey tool or whatever you need to hold that fallout piece into place and then remove the letter. Super easy to do and it goes really, really fast. So I will show you in a minute. I think the A I don't do it with, but then the first P you'll see me do it. I get a little bit smarter. You can see there I'm putting glue on the back of that piece. So that is how it works. I know that the center slid around a little bit, but it does work. It makes it a little bit easier because you're not trying to put glue on this teeny tiny piece and hold it at the same time. So again, got a little bit smarter. So I will go through and finish all of the letters. And once that is done, this is the first card and it's totally done. And you can see the pattern continues on the fallout pieces. So it looks like one continual piece. Now, the next idea I have for the card, you'll see in a minute, is you have all of these leftover letters. So you can run the die through your machine with a piece of scrap cardstock, place that over top and do the same kind of thing we did here and use it as a stencil and line up the words happy. You can put it onto, again, you can make it into a shaker card, you can put it on pattern paper, however you'd like to do it, but you can get 2 cards. So I haven't glued anything down, but that is my second idea. And 2 simple, quick, and easy cards done from one pass through of your die cutting machine. So hope you guys like this. Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.